All right, so today we're going to talk about exercise. First things first, people have different views about exercise. I see it as something to do, something working out, something running, doing aerobics, things like that. People have a misconstrued idea of exercise and what it really consists of. Is it good for your health? Is it good for other things? Or is it just something to do? Or is it just to get the aesthetic appeal of the six-pack abs, get ripped without being obese? So the whole idea of exercise has been misconstrued throughout the ages, and I'm here to give you 4 different pointers, 4 different major ideas as to why it's important for your health. So first things first, is the fact that it is about obesity. Fat does cause problems. Fat causes health problems that we tend to overlook, tend to shy away from because they're not good to talk about. But the fact that it puts all this weight on your spine, all the weight on your knees, on all your joints, it really does deteriorate the joints that it impacts. So say you have an obese belly, it causes all that pressure to be on your back, all that spine, your joints are being put into that position all the time, putting stress on it, making the muscles work to pull it all the way back. So you can imagine this constant stress that's being put on it is not good for it. And the fact that all of your weight is put on your knees and your ankles, all of that extra weight is not good and deteriorates those joints in itself. So as we can imagine, obesity in itself is not good for our body. As for the aesthetic appeal, that all encompasses that. But if we look on the inside, we can see that when we have adipose tissue on our hearts, on our liver, on our kidneys, on all these major organs, it does the same exact thing. It puts all this pressure, all this extra unnecessary problems that can really affect the functionality of our organs. So say you put all this pressure on your heart, it decreases the amount of blood it can pump. It decreases the amount of pressure it can put out and how long it can last, how fast it can pump. So decreasing the functionality of these organs is a very big deal and can be really, really, really problematic. Moving on to the next thing, we see that we also have a slow breakdown of muscle tissue over time. So say you do not exercise. The muscles that you try to use throughout your day are not exercise. They're not work. They're not trained to do extra work. So they're not able to do the work that's needed. So say if you go out and run or jog up and down the street, they're not used to doing things like that. So over time, these muscles deteriorate. They lose their ability. And we were designed to work. We're designed to use our muscles, use our bodies for athletic and exercise. So without doing those things, we lose the ability and we slowly break down over time. So say you look at an 80-year-old person and you see that they're very broken down. But say that you look at an 80-year-old person who's an athletic, exercising person. You see that they still have that tone. You see they still have the muscular abilities because they've kept up that momentum over time. So you can see how big of a deal it is to work those muscles, to keep them worked, to keep them exercised so that they don't slowly break down over time. Thirdly, what we're going to look at is what's called the cardiorespiratory system. Cardiorespiratory system is the combination of your heart, your lungs, and all of the vessels throughout your entire body. And this is probably one of the most important systems in your body because it's so focused on keeping you alive, keeping you able to do the things you want to do. Conditioning these organs is what is enabling you to do the things that you want to do throughout your day. So say that you're walking up a flight of stairs and it's very, very long flight of stairs and you run out of breath and you can't make it up the stairs because your endurance of your lungs getting oxygen to your blood and your heart pumping enough blood to your body to keep you going, it stops you from being able to do the things you need to do. And as an athletic, exercising person, we see that as they work on cardiorespiratory systems, as they work on endurance training, they're able to do these things because of the fact that they continually push their heart, continually push their lungs to pump harder and suck in air faster because they need to be able to do it for the exercise that they're doing. That being said, an old heart that has not been exercised does not function properly. As I stated before, is slowly breaking down. But if you look at a heart that has been exercised vigorously and the cardiorespiratory system has been worked hard, we see that not only is it acting like a younger heart because it's kept up the pace, but it works better to pump the blood and do the things that it needs to do even at an older age. Which brings me to my fourth and final point, the fact that geriatric people who exercise, there's studies out there that show they actually live 4.5 years average longer than people who do not exercise. And this is for many reasons. The fact that we can decrease injuries due to the fact that their ability to balance themselves is there. The fact that they're able to go longer distances than people who are not exercised. We see that by doing simple balance training with older people, they're able to do the things they need to do throughout the day without having to worry about falling and breaking bones. We also see that people who exercise more are able to heal from things faster. They're able to pump the blood, get the body moving, and get the things going to heal the body faster and better so they can come back stronger. These are just many, many examples of things that are so important as to why we need to know why we need to exercise. So with all that being said, all that put together, these 4 points, I want you to really see that it's not just about an aesthetic appeal. It's not just about looking good or having that appeal, but it's more about protecting your body and working your heart and lungs and getting your body in the shape that it needs to do to live a long, happy life, to have that quality of life that people desire, but it takes the amount of work put in now to get that long-lasting effect over time. So as we close, I really want to challenge you to see it as not just a looks thing, but as working out and exercising as something that's great for your health and is going to have you enjoying the rest of your life the way that you want it to be. Thank you.